Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Feel good, guys.
Now we're unmuted in Dota TV.
Radiant team pick.
Off to a great start. So, first pick, Earth Spirit for Vici Gaming. I don't think a lot of people are going to be surprised.
Were we muted in Dota TV that whole time?
You have to click into Dota.
Oh, because you were minimized.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or tapped out.
But Twitch should be working.
Makes total sense.
10
I
seconds
thought
remaining.
the setting was off, and I said, well.
Well,
I'm
5
sure we were
seconds remaining.
fine. Anyways, standard bans from LGD.Forever Young. Targeted bans, it looks like, from Vici. Would you agree,
Radiant
Gareth?
team pick.
From what you've seen from Forever Young, do they run this Dragon Knight a lot? Enough that
D-
it warrants a first phase?
Yeah, DK is one of those annoying heroes that all Chinese teams have been running with the Rasta DK. So I feel that it deters the Shadow Shaman first phase
10
pick for sure.
seconds
And they did go the way of Sand King. So
I mean, they can
makes
still
some
go.
sense.
They can still go.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Did they give you a new odds?
I think it should be the
Ooh.
same link.
Yeah,
we
same
told
link.
them. Yeah,
Same
so I just refreshed that. I don't know if that's correct and or what sides is going to be on, but hopefully within the next 5 minutes before the
I'll
game
figure
actually
it out.
starts, it will be correct.
Would you consider Vici the favorite? Well, Vici or Dire, right?
Vici,
they'll
yeah,
be on
Vici
the
or Dire.
right.
But the odds, they don't know which team is in which side yet. So that will be corrected at some
LGD.FY
point.
have to be favorite here.
I would personally.
Put this way.
Wait, I'm just more
Especially-
familiar
yeah.
with Vici. I just haven't seen a whole lot out of
I-
LFY.
It's probably less than 60-40 LFY favored.
Mhm.
Like 55-45, something like
Yeah,
that.
we'd consider- Not by much.
It depends on what hero Afu has. But it looks like it'll be the roaming
10
Sand King.
seconds
Do
remaining.
I like
a sound check on our levels.
I like the first pick Earth
You,
Spirit
you
though.
damn pro.
5
What,
seconds
plugging in a
remaining.
headset? That's really up there.
I didn't do it.
The Earth Spirit block pick is really important against Afu. He's been slaying on that hero. Also, I really like the fact that DDC is finally winning games and qualifying for stuff. It's been such a long... that guy has been around since the dawn of Dota, and he's been on a lot of teams that just haven't performed particularly
Radiant team
well. That's a first phase DP.
And he makes this his own team, really, right? I
Yeah,
mean, there's
he
a lot of
he
new
runs it, he
talent
captains
here.
it. Yeah, exactly.
He's kind of been supporting cast for a lot of the more household names in China for a long time.
Hello, hello. Test, test, test.
Dire
Alright,
team
sound
ban.
is okay. It's passable. We are all making
It's
sound.
passable, guys. We did it.
We tried our best.
That's what I always
Oh,
strive for in my
And that's the Moonduck way,
in my
really.
childhood and upbringing. Just passable. Just make that passable.
10 seconds remaining.
Sven Ben. Ooh.
Sven banned this early on.
Yeah.
5
Interesting.
seconds
Vici,
remaining.
they are running it a bit on how, but
Well, I guess they have the bristleback. They don't
Radiant
want the
team
war cry
back.
alongside the death prophet, perhaps.
Sven is like hard counter to Bristle,
Mhm.
or considered as such.
Unless you have a diffusal blade. But even then, you're not good at diffusal 5.
only if you're really good at
You just
diffusal
pick
blades.
Brewmaster and use the big dispel, right?
10 seconds
The
That's a
big
thing.
dispel.
You know what I'm talking about.
5 seconds remaining.
It hurts warlock golems. It's good. It's good ability.
I'm so glad you can't purge
Reserve
Warlock
time.
Golems anymore. That was so dumb.
There's one. Yeah, the only source is the Brewmaster spell. Deals damage to them, as far as I know.
So
Oh, I'm not
moving on
sure, I've
here,
never-
more bans against Vici Gaming. I mean, I personally have been taking a look at their Dota buffs and whatnot, but we haven't had a chance to catch a whole lot of Chinese Dota.
Indeed.
We've been more casting the SEA region, which have been running simultaneously. So we'll just see what they do here in game number 1.
Nahaz tells me that this is statistically the strongest region we've ever had in regional. As in,
That sounds
all
like a
10
Nahaz
teams
fact, yeah.
are
The
top
closest.
30 or something.
We're actually strongest internationally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not comparatively strong to one another, but literally the strongest set of teams in
Sure.
terms of their
Dire
global
team
ranking
ban.
that we've ever had.
It's definitely the closest region as well.
It does feel very competitive. On paper, I didn't really know it would be this competitive.
From what we've seen in the group stage, it hasn't been super high level competitive. I feel like a lot of
10
the
seconds
higher
remaining.
echelon of teams, your LGDs, even your IGVs, early days in the group stage were
5
making a lot of
seconds
unforced
remaining.
errors. Their drafts have all
Can I
been
just say
relatively
NA
similar.
Dota looked clean?
Yeah, NA Dota looked really
Reserve
crisp.
time.
Yeah.
Very
I
good.
mean, I only
Like
watched
the
a
fact
couple
that
of
it went to
games.
2 rounds of tiebreakers has
happy
to tell you
about it.
something about all the teams being able to adequately read and adapt to each other.
Radiant team pick.
They looked really good. I was proud of us.
Speaking of NA, are they done yet? Are they still playing?
Well, I think Brax can't be here for this game, so I think they may be playing the last one.
Damn, that is a lot of NA
Who are they?
Dota.
Is it DC against
10
Freedom?
seconds
Yes.
remaining.
Yeah.
It is, right? Yeah.
Super interesting.
5 seconds.
I'm just excited to see what they do with this Death Prophet so
Dire
early. I mean, I've seen a
team
couple of Death Prophet last picks that really catch the enemy off guard, but if Vici are favoring it for just immediate get-in Death Prophet, they're going to have a strong mid, and they're going to be able to keep the Earth Spirit there roamed in, but LGD.Forever Young, they just get so much information on what Vici want to do.
10 seconds remaining.
It's hard to lane into DP though.
DP Earth Spirit as well.
So,
5
I mean, can
seconds
LGD just kind of picks a mid laner that doesn't necessarily need to thrive for the good of the team? Like, they picked up the Weaver, a core that's just
Reserve
going to kind of
time.
chill on his own.
Yeah, I mean, they can pay attention to their mid laner, whoever it is, with the Sand King. Weaver is a fairly self-sufficient set. DP Earth Spirit is always tough. It's a little bit harder to hit your rolling boulders, I feel, from the Dire side than it is from the Radiant, but if you do hit it, the Spirit Siphon combo with that is pretty
Radiant team
deadly.
pick.
Picking a mid hero here is really hard for LFY though.
Yeah.
Like really, really
And
hard.
it's with second pick, part of the merits of second pick are that you get
I
the
think-
final pick, right? So you want to generally pick it from that
Crystal
slot.
Maiden.
But you do know the mid early on for your opponent.
I think
Dire
Bloodseeker is
team pick.
probably the best mid laner here for LFY, but probably gets banned 5th by Vici. Bloodseeker's been one of those heroes that has seen a massive resurgence in China. Against
Absolutely.
Lycan, against Timber, against DP.
10
it does very
seconds
nicely with-
remaining.
Oh, so
So-
you like moving at 8,000 move
You
speed,
like
do
being a
you?
literal
You like-
race car.
You like running around, huh?
Radiant
Me too.
team
All
back.
right, Legion Commander picked up for Vici, so assuming we're going to see her in the offlane position, we were talking a little bit earlier today about, where else do you run a Legion successfully, and not usually anywhere but offlane. at least in
Depends
this
on your
meta.
matchups. Yeah,
10 seconds remaining.
you're right. The other thing about the Legion is that you want to
5
maximize her
seconds
potential
remaining.
early, and she's so good against dual lanes, most of them.
And with just
Reserve
an
time.
Earth Spirit roaming in, 30 seconds, 45 seconds in, you can go and collect runes,
Mhm.
force the Sand King to stay down in bot lane, so then you can actually have some time with your mid laner to 1v1
They
the
really
DP.
can leave this Weaver alone with Arcane Aura, though, as well.
Yeah.
That's such a
Uh,
nice to have. As
They
a
have to
Weaver.
kill the Legion
Seconds
once or twice
remaining.
first, though, right?
Yeah, she can body you up.
I don't think you can,
Dire
from
team
level 1,
back.
you can't just 1v1 Weaver
Mhm.
against Legion.
Mhm.
You have to put some pressure on.
Before she has pressed the attack, Crystal Maiden can make her life a little bit. Juggernaut ban.
Yeah, they need someone to
10
sustain the
seconds
push
remaining.
with DP.
Yeah, Healing Ward would be nice, just being able to be magic
Yeah.
immune for a little
5
bit,
seconds
reinitiate,
remaining.
and have that Omni Slash for a little bit more burst damage when Vici is still a little lacking.
I don't know if Jugger's the hero, though.
Reserve
I mean, it's
time.
definitely a safe pick.
What about Lycan here? I mean, can Vici just go start shooing on
Yeah.
LGD?
Lycan is not bad. He doesn't really care about Weaver too much either.
feel
Decent against Bristleback.
Before the qualifiers, I never would have
Dire
just been like,
team
oh yeah, clearly Lycan is definitely an option here, but we've
Lycan
been
is
seeing
good.
so much more Lycan from more than just one region. We've seen it in NA a lot, and EU as well, I think.
China's picked it up a couple of times as
I
well.
I
They've
like
had a few
Terrorblade
teams
a lot for
for Vici.
Oh,
For
they could just
Vici.
mad push
Yeah.
with the Death
10
Prophet as well.
seconds remaining.
That's a pretty good
Luna.
snowball lineup if they wanted to go for that.
Okay, similar in nature, right?
Radiant
We're looking for a
team
pushing
pick.
hero who does well in lane.
TI4 How.
True.
DP
This
Luna.
is How. That's a great point.
Oof. Okay.
How loves Luna.
That is a lot of early game tower killing power. And what's the D
10
push for
seconds
LGD.FY?
remaining.
Close to nil?
I mean,
It is zero. It is zero.
Bristleback.
I mean,
So-
Bristleback
5
pulls
seconds
wave off
remaining.
tower, but it doesn't clear the waves fast.
Yeah. So what you're limited to something like a Queen of Pain here, right?
Well,
Ooh, okay.
That's
Okay,
Bold.
okay.
Zeus
That is
against
some wave clear.
DP.
It's
He sits far enough back that he's never going to get rolled on by Earth Spirit.
Wait,
probably.
That's an offlane Zeus.
yeah, that's a mid bristle.
It's a mid bristle for super, and Inflame has the Zeus.
Okay. So, I mean, the Weaver, we got that call right. He's just going to sit in the safe lane and chill for basically as long as he wants.
Free
but
farm Luna though. Oh,
how's that Zeus going to fare?
free. I mean, it's not even so much if the Zeus dies. It's just Luna is gonna get free farm, like denies, pulls, everything.
I'm
Yeah, your
very
Zeus
much-
is gonna be certainly under farmed, but I think the greater concern is how is fucking
10 seconds
literally
remaining.
does whatever he wants for the
But-
first 8 minutes of the game.
Mid game comes and Zeus owns DP.
I mean, they can gank the Luna at like level 2, level
Yeah, but
3.
the Zeus has the levels still on DP. I mean, yeah.
He'll get levels
Just
fine.
a bolt and an ult is.
I mean, just the fact that with offlane Zeus you can collect the bounty rune relatively safely because you're always offset from the creep wave. You know, you'll get like maybe 1.5, 2 CS per wave for the
Yeah.
first 5-6 minutes.
Look at these levels.
Yeah, China. China is like this. Like every game, it's like 3,000 plus minimum. Screw the predictions. They don't even do anything. Bullshit.
No, it's a habit now. We have
That
to
first,
do them.
dude, this is like an easy push.
First
Before
barracks before
20?
20?
Yeah,
Are you
dude.
nuts?
All right, so let's give it 20 to 30.
It's not my account, so
Yeah, MRP, this is your
Yeah,
battle
it is,
pass
but it
points
doesn't
on the line.
matter. There's no points at all. You actually get no points.
You
for
can
this.
get towards the prediction thing.
No,
though.
that's for group stage. I looked.
Oh, really?
I
So
was-
there's
yeah.
literally no point for this?
I just got
Well,
really
it's-
sad about it not too long ago.
It's a pride thing.
Yeah, we got 3 out of 4 last game.
Oh.
But it got nothing. What did I get for it? Nothing.
Total
absolutely
physical
nothing.
damage done?
DP.
By a game end?
Physical damage from DP?
I mean, if you think the game is going to end early,
Yeah,
then it's going to be DP over the Luna. If you think the game's going to go like middle to late, then it's going to be Luna over DP.
I just got so much faith in this Luna, man. Bristle, you think?
I'm with
Is he
it.
just going to start?
30
I'm with the-
seconds
I'm with
to
the-
battle.
And then team with most kills. This is more just who do you think is going to win?
Yeah.
So, predictions?
I mean, you've already pretty much said
I think
Vici
Vici's
gaming.
going to win.
I
personally.
just
With your
think
first-
Vici's...
With your first 3 predictions, you're like Vici, Vici, Vici. So you may as well just put Vici
Well,
for
I
the
just think
fourth
they have
one.
got a serious push lineup, and if LFY are going to win this, it's going to be, you know, not in the first 18 minutes.
Don't underestimate the Afu roaming.
The
He has
battle
been godlike.
begins.
The guy is insanely good at reading the map and what he needs to do.
I mean, I'm constantly impressed with how much Sand King gets done in the early game. I really did not think this hero had this kind of potential.
Boots, Windlace, Tranquils,
Yeah.
extra Windlace. And he moves stupidly quick.
Alright, so mid-bristle, have we seen that a bunch? Like, I've seen it with an IO, but I don't think I've seen him just trying to solo YOLO.
It used to be very popular in China about 9 months to a year ago, where...
It's definitely an advantage.
Actually, maybe a little more. It was still when Ferrari was playing, so maybe like a year and a bit ago, where, especially Radiant side with the close Ancients, you still, you know, stack up every time you go and look for a rune if you get your bottle. And if you've got roaming Sand King, you can have even more stacks to build up, so you actually become very farmed very quickly. So they're running an aggro dual lane here, are they?
Well, at least for now, looks like Afu potentially in trouble, but still holding the Burrow Strike, so they're going to wrap around instead. Keep this Zeus in Strug City.
Double Mango
Struck
Zeus.
City, man. It's not the place you want to be.
Down was bottom lane. We are going to have Weaver just chilling. They got Crystal Maiden here. Usually Weaver's pretty confident alone, especially against a low-level Legion commander, but we'll see what's going to be happening there as Zeus is taking a beating from Amy.
Yeah, they do need to help the Weaver out early on, but they can leave him 3 or 4 levels. So maybe he can start to farm up the jungle. But then again, Yang's going to be fairly confident to just stay in lane and get his levels, a little bit of farm as well. So yeah, as you mentioned, Afu early on going to help the Zeus out. And they're going to leave the quasi 1v... When's the last time you saw an actual 1v1 in mid? That's currently happening.
Yeah, that is really rare these days.
And the
Usually you just have
Bristleback
some
is
supports
winning.
hanging out.
To his credit. 9 and 2 for
Yeah.
counterpart.
A straight 1v1 from minute 0 especially.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see the 2v2 until, you know, minute 1.5, and then they move off to do other things in other lanes. And collect the 2-minute bounty rune, I guess more importantly.
Yeah.
But we're seeing a lot more of, you know, exploiting the safe lane support.
Roll forward.
Yep, looks like they are
Maybe a
going to
little
get
bit
that
low.
drain onto Super, but Roche is getting involved in the fight. A little bit angry that they're fighting on his lawn, but Super just going to be completely fine. This is 1 point in Bristleback.
Kid, get off my lawn!
Basically. Afu, fresh out of mana here, gonna go pop himself a clarity and wander back up towards mid or top lane. And Zeus, he's got himself 2 mangoes and 2 clarities. He just needs to keep spamming spells for all he's worth, but how not having much difficulty. 12 and 10 already, and Zeus has got 1 last hit.
And he's level 1, which is the worst. Like the last hits don't matter as
main.
much.
Yeah.
It's the levels that are really the killer. I mean, Zeus doesn't necessarily, need the fast level 6, but he definitely needs, 3 points in Bolt to actually do damage.
Yes.
Of attention being drawn on the map up here. I mean, usually we keep an eye on the mid lane just because we see both mid laners and usually 2 supports hanging out there as well.
It's like the 2v2, yeah.
But no, this is where all the action's going down. Schwan getting very, very low, but they are going to lose and beam in. How?
Afu.
Dumping the damage down now. Afu has
seconds.
3 seconds left on that burrow strike, but Schwan going to rake in the kill. That Rubik that got in the beginning of that fight ends up raking in the money.
Yeah, bot lane, there's some brawling between Legion and the others.
Trying to cut herself out. She's low mana,
What
low
about
health,
the others that were taken away?
That Crystal Maiden
You know
had
that you know what
frostbite.
I'm referencing?
No.
Warcraft 3?
I can
When, what's the name of the town called? This is right before Arthas turns evil, and that town gets ravaged by the undead.
Either way, we are going to have a
Yeah.
Spirit
Such an
Siphon
ass.
coming in as Ori comes in, looking for one last nuke onto Super. 1 second left on that Crypt Swarm. Goes in, but one more right click is not going to be enough. Super escaping just by the skin of his teeth. They got the bottle there. Afu looking to zone back Ori. And earlier we did miss a kill. The Earth Spirit was able to take out Zeus in the top lane, so Zeus having a really tough time here.
He has his boots now.
He's level almost 3, but still a long ways to go before he feels like a
Are you going to
Zeus.
kick him?
Check out Yang CS.
Dude, that's
bottom
his
lane.
bounty rune, man. I like that play.
Mine.
Relative to the Weaver, they are almost at parity. Yang in the bottom lane.
Yeah. Legion very good at abusing dual lanes.
Yes.
Because what you do is you just run at the support, trade hits with them, and you burn through regen with press the attack. You've obviously got a way to purge off Frostbite.
Yeah, that's what we just saw there. So Yang just eats up most of Crystal Maiden's mana and doesn't really lose anything for it.
Yeah,
CM
that
just does
mana
no
change
damage
as
to
well.
Stout Shield.
Look at that 40 base right click
And
damage.
it's that, like, swift as the
That's
wolves of ice
literally
wrath.
swinging a flower at you and getting hit with the pollen. That's what it feels like.
Swan?
Yeah, it's going to get rooted in place. Afu's double damaged up, so Sand King does some serious damage with the stick of the
Nice.
pincers, and there's the burrow strike. Cancel out that roll. Amy in some trouble. One more hit will secure Afu a kill.
Double
So
damage strikes again.
finally, the Sand King that's been moving since minute 1 is getting some reward for his efforts.
Yeah, Afu's an Earth Spirit player. He knows exactly what's up. He's not going to let you roll away like that. Always positioning himself in front of the Earth Spirit and then getting the stun as the roll comes through.
So Weaver doing pretty well down here, about to hit his level 5. Our Legion Commander almost at level 6. She's been doing pretty nicely,
Yeah,
outlasting
it's a pretty
the Weaver
big
here.
concern.
Have Radiant made any stacks yet? So I feel they need to consider Super's lack of CS in the mid lane and necessity to catch up. Okay, they've
Yeah,
got a
a
little
little
stack
stack.
going, okay.
Also, I do want to, again, preemptively apologize for obs that may be off the mark, as Super is going to be kicked back to rain down. It's not looking likely he gets out of this one. Just spraying out quills for all he's worth, but even the wand can't save him. So Amy's rotation in will help secure a kill, and that's Ori's debut, the Exorcism. Back to the earlier point, I do have a sprained wrist, and that is my mouse hand, so we're trying.
Yeah. You should have seen my camera work. I'm sure you're fine.
It's just going to be jumpy. It'll just take a little bit longer to be able to jump to where I want to go. Now,
All right, Yang in trouble. This is a high-value kill if they're able to get it. They'll bring in Afu as well.
Yep,
and
they were
press the
waiting for him
attack.
to use that press the attack, but they surround him so he can't run away, and does end up getting blasted down. Monet picks up the kill with that after tossing out a cute little buggy on him. Oh, that was a really good one.
Fucking love Weaver. It's literally my most played hero of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I have a Weaver curse. I just can't win on Weaver.
I only win on Weaver. I lose on every other hero. That's pretty much my story of my life.
Yeah, Weaver and Lion I've got really awful win rates with.
I
14% over, I don't know, 30 games or something.
like, most of it's because I'm not good at Weaver, but sometimes when I do well on Weaver, like I have throwies on my team or like 2 heroes that disconnect. It's
Yes,
a
the
straight up
throwies
curse,
on
man.
your team is always a tough, the tough hurdle to climb.
That's throwies, man. There.
So Hal has literally been AFK playing World of Warcraft for 7 minutes of the game,
Look at that,
and I'm
45
concerned
last
about it.
hits.
What's the health of this tower here? Has he been able to put any damage?
Zeus
into
is
it?
very
Not
good at
really.
dragging waves off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Zeus has just been chilling here, dipping into
And
the jungle.
they've been giving levels to their Rubik a lot.
Oh, he went for the early pointed static field, 2-1-1 build on the Zeus. So that's almost a mid lane build even.
Yeah. Helps you CS a lot more. puts a bit of pressure onto Luna, burns some regen.
Getting down here, there are 3 heroes trying to keep him pressured, but this Legion just doesn't seem to mind in terms of net worth.
I think Vici are very comfortable with the early games.
Lucky proc. Gets all 3 CS onto tower.
That's efficiency right there for it to be proud. Now there is a scan. They know Radiant heroes are waiting in the wings. They probably feel like this Crystal Maiden's hanging around for Yang. It's going to be sitting back. No, they go. Burrow striking in. Looks like they bring the Luna. She's going to be dumping out some serious damage. That's an easy duel victory. DDC trying to run for the hills, but Howard's waiting on that one more loosened beam. But don't even need it. Crystal Maiden decapitated as she runs up the stairs. Nice rotation in for Vici, and they find 2, including a dual victory on their Legion.
Perfect bait. Yang just walks into the creep wave as though he's, taking his hands off his keyboard. It's like, oh, whoops, I died here.
Better get this last hit. I'm just going to get this last hit.
That's the play that LGD were counting on. They were like, all right, let's group up when the Legion overextends. The Legion's like, all right, when I overextend, the rest of my team is here. So just
Press
kind of
the
like
attack
a
is a
double
good
bait
ability.
Typical early Harrow rotation, hits level, 7.5, gets level 8 off the fight, moves in, Earthspirit with a perfect combo.
He played a
onto
lot
Reaver.
of Gyro when Gyro was popular, and that that first call down was always so impactful.
First cooldown, first Spectre Haunt, first Jug Omnislash. These are all, these heroes that have been around in the Chinese scene for millennia now, over a decade.
Oh, lift back in. Yang gonna be going
you get
forward.
the covering
Burrow
strike,
comes in.
but the duel,
Yeah, Chuan gonna be going forward. The duel is won. Chuan's still alive. Probably gonna pop from the caustic. It looks like Afu gonna get slapped down. With Crystal Maiden coming in, Yang has to back off, but that's still a worthwhile trade. Keeping that Zeus crippled and feeding Legion another duel victory. He's now able to rotate completely. And she just bought out. This is 300 more gold towards her Blink Dagger.
The damage is almost worth more than the actual Zeus kill at this point. It's really nice to start to snowball on Yang, considering how much he's got.
This tower is going to melt unless Radiant go for a hold right now. Crystal Maiden only level 3. Nowhere near zoning ult, so all they've got is just spamming out Qs and...
Hey! That's an exorcism used, then most of the duration is going to get wasted.
We've not seen much of Zeus in Chinese games or through the group stage. Can they kill here?
They're going to try here. They're going in and they've got some damage necessary. Meanwhile, Rubik going to eat it down in the bottom lane as Weaver takes him down solo, but Ori wants to go back in another siphon. Yeah, dude, this is...
Ori's...
Prophet now getting zoned out. Ori not able to go back down the river, and she's going to get stuck here, just sitting there hoping her exorcism heals her up, but the Zeus ult comes in just in time. And now Bristleback, he's low health, but still alive. That is the power of this Bristleback. Wow.
Yeah, walks up the hill, nicely juked, even with the slow around the body blocks from the Earth Spirit, so...
when you think about the player's perception, that DP is thinking, okay, I've got stacks, I've got charges of Spirit's Life, and I've got my ulti going. Let's chase this Bristle, let's kill him. But that Bristleback passive does so much to mitigate all of the damage and all of the chasing power that DP brings. But he just did not care. Like, even saw the Earth Spirit, Amy, go in with a combo, then realize halfway through, wait, I have to back up here. I cannot actually sustain through all the kill spray stacks.
Yeah, it's vicious. And also the Burrow strike initiations have been super on point from Afu. Just going in, making sure that Vici don't get that setup they want, don't get the positioning they want.
Yeah, he's got great levels as well.
Yeah.
Considering how little he's been involved in fights early on. He does have a point in the Sandstorm, so maybe looking to farm up the stack shortly. They have the Weaver pushing the wave.
When comes uphill, there are 2 LGD heroes maybe waiting to jump him, but I think they're more content just trying to jungle up. DDC almost going to hit that level 5. Crystal Maiden found a bit of experience for herself since that last fight.
But yeah, we haven't seen much Zeus. The couple of times we have seen him was comboed up with Elder Titan, and they would have, like Zeus Bloodseeker ET, Zeus ET, or Zeus Bloodseeker, some kind of cheesy combo where you get the full utilization out of Zeus's vision from ulti, or from his massive magical nuke damage. This game seems a little bit wonky for him, honestly.
No.
Like, maybe you get good vision of where and when Vici Gaming are moving to push as 5-man, vision around Roshan, which are, Vici Gaming are very objective-based, so having the preemptive knowledge of where they're moving as they're moving there can definitely offset the poor laning stage he's had.
Yeah, you can, if you have an inclination to that a fight's about to start, you can cancel the Legion Blink as well. But
Sure.
I mean, those are such edge cases to pick the Zeus.
I think a lot of it is because this Death Prop was picked up so early in Vici's lineup
it is
that
a counter to the DP.
you know you need to burst her. Like, you're not just going to right-click her down when she's got her exorcism and 3 siphons rolling. She's just going to be pretty much impenetrable unless you blast her. So But yeah, I think this is...
Yeah, the question is whether Zeus can get the levels to Berserker. He does have 4 in Lightning Bolt now, so he's doing a decent amount of damage. Could use, you know, Soul Ring. But the other thing is, you usually, as an offlane Zeus, you can farm stacks. On this team, it's going to be the Bristle.
Bristle feels a little bit fearless, but I don't think he's expecting this much of a rotation. That's now 4 heroes on him. And yeah, no amount of points in Bristleback can save you from that. So 5 heroes moving in. They've still got the Exorcism coming.
2 didn't do it before, so let's bring 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some solid, efficient math right there. Look, they got the kill, and Vici get to pressure. In fact, they're not going to stop for the tower. They're wrapping around trying to catch LFY off guard.
Oh,
they get a
two-man
silence. Oh, this is beautiful. The Death Prophet's so happy with that result.
They kill them all.
In. The Drain comes forward. Zeus makes it uphill. Crystal Maiden's ult is going to get canceled. Zeus able to get off and ult before he goes down. Still no one dying. Amy, fresh out of mana, fresh out of life.
Nice.
Down, but the boulder kick right as he goes. That is a nice little play. The courier too. Oh, he's gonna make it back around. Yang. Now they're just gonna TP through.
Where was the 120 gold from? Oh, he killed the ward or something?
How killed tower mid?
Yeah, tower
Oh,
is
it
gone.
was assistable. Yeah.
I mean, meanwhile, yeah, How just going, chilling, focusing on those objectives. Net worth looking really nice, and
He should have something flying out. Oh, he has a Mask of Madness. I didn't see that.
yeah.
Mom is such a sick item.
Yeah.
Like Mom into Hurricane Pike. And then like
And like you look at it as a farming tool for Luna, but
Yeah.
once you pop your Eclipse, people aren't running at you when you have just
you
because you
chase them
have
down.
Mom active, right? So the risk isn't as massive as it is for some other
and
characters.
it's not as bad before against, you know, magical damage, right? You're not going to get nuked into oblivion by the Zeus or anyone. It is just physical damage you have to worry about with the armor reduction.
Yeah, everyone kind of hanging around here from Vici. I mean, Vici definitely more comfortable taking this fight, I think. They've still got the Luna Eclipse that they didn't use before. But super frontlining. I mean, they've got to fully commit to the Bristleback if they want to kill him, and the rest of his team is not too far behind.
Has Rubik stolen anything fun?
Rubik.
If he gets Burrow... Oh, he's got... Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Burrow Strike is very fun.
That is going to be very fun for this next fight, and I
Yep.
don't know if LGD.Forever know that he has
Has he
it.
stolen anything fun?
Well,
That
there
is
are
going
spells that
to
are
be
fun and
very
not
fun.
Burrow Strike is like one of the funnest spells to steal with Rubik.
It
It's like,
is.
hello.
My favorite
It
is
is good.
Stolen
Not only
Metamorphosis.
fun, but good.
So look, that's fun.
That little burrow strike into TP, they can't catch him. They can't cross that tree line fast enough. But
How fun was that?
Orion's in trouble, gonna get hit by the raw burrow strike, and now Bug's on her. She blasts
Nice.
down.
Will the real Burrow Strike please stand up?
Oh.
Got
Who
him.
has it?
All right.
So 30 seconds, no Death Prophet. That's a pretty solid window for LFY to go and keep this top lane pushed out, get Zeus some farm
Yeah.
for himself. He's now almost level 10.
And they get to ward the top half of the map inside the dire
Unfortunately,
jungle.
they're not in a perfect position to take an objective, but it does give vulnerable heroes like Zeus time to farm lane, right? You're not really feeling threatened any longer.
But you're
How
pushing...
close is the Legion to Blink?
She should have it.
she
You're
is-
pushing Vici Gaming away from Roshan though, right?
Yeah.
And once we get to, you know, 20 to 25, both teams really want to aim towards that, to kind of set up the killing blow, you know, set up that breaking point where they can just say, right, we've won a team fight, next step is taking tier 3s and high ground.
Sand King's still a good ways off his
So he
blinking.
already has such a small head. I have to bring this forward. Sorry.
I have like a
itchy.
child's medium helmet size. I have a tiny head. Also tiny hands. I'm pulling the old Trump strat.
What?
I have
The Trump strat.
I have tiny hands, dude. I wear children's small gloves.
I didn't know gloves really came in sizes.
One
If
size
I-
fits all.
If I wear like adult gloves, my tip of my fingers comes towards like the knuckle, so I just got like floppy little fingertips.
Yeah, but then you can creep people out.
Have you seen my fingers?
Oh,
Ew,
beautiful.
don't
Beautiful.
do that.
I'm doing
Alright,
it off
we have
camera for a
fights.
reason.
Yeah,
We
that's
have
gross.
fights.
Yeah, Amy waiting there for the roll in. Dire, they've got this vision, so they're seeing who's crossing back and forth between that little street.
I actually have to consciously think to do a straight thumbs up because natural position is
Oh
that.
god,
That's not bad. The forward one is uglier.
So either way, our Weaver went for that
What
first time
happened?
defusal. I mean,
What
pretty
happened,
necessary this
Moonduck?
game. TP out as it's like no one wants to give anyone some space.
Standards are slipping.
Pretty tense game here for only
And he's
16
trying to
minutes
carry
in.
this.
It is, I'm being paid by Valve, you guys. We need to actually try.
That's a good point. Excellent point.
So, just a maiden wrapping around. She's rocking the Poverty Maiden build, still just dreaming of a magic wand, but
1141.
she'll get there.
It allows
Good guy,
Alpha-
Maiden.
It allows Afu to get Blink Dagger though, so it's all fine.
Yeah. Afu's making some good progress. He's now picked up like 500 gold in the last couple of...
That's a really cool D-ward Chuan just did. I don't think...
Where did Chuan put it?
Sorry, west of the tier 2 top. He just D-warded an Observe Ward. So there was an Obs Ward in lane, just sort of north of that Sentry Ward, which you don't commonly see. And he actually D-wards it. It's pretty nifty. Clever man. Very clever man.
And there's a reason Chuan is just consistently on top teams, and now Super is going to get a chance to lay into this bottom tower. The Bristleback, I mean, he's hard to kill. He's taken 2 deaths, but when he did die, it took like the entire team to get him down. Now Yang in the shrine up immediately wants to go for a kill here, but yeah, Bristleback read this. He's hasted up. It's going to be hard to go in, and they still have DDC in the trees with him.
Top lane, they're TPing. They want to fight.
I'm trying. Or running away. Just going to be skittering on as Monet chases after. They do have that Diffusal Blade. They're going to pop the first charge of the Diffusal onto Ori. Silence comes in onto 2. There's no Burrow Strike to break the TP. It wears up just in time.
Level 1 Silence, yeah.
Meanwhile, down bottom, it's like Yang wanted to go in. Yang wanted to find a fight here, but I don't think anticipated enough heroes here. They bring in the Earth Spirit, popping in the Magnetize onto the Zeus. They get the Silence off. So Zeus now can't reinitiate with those magic spells, but they still got the damage beneath the Earth Spirit.
They've got Eclipse. If they overextend, this could be really bad.
Yeah, Luna's coming back in. Yeah, oh, Weaver with the time lapse just in time, but the Eclipse charge is now all going to proc onto Super, but Super tanking up right on through it. Weaver now with full health and mostly full mana coming after him. There's the Diffusal onto Hao. They get the charge back, and Hao blasting towards that tower. Yang trying to heal him up, but another Diffusal charge comes in, and now Super just spraying out close for all it's worth. How's trouble? The Lucent Theme not enough to stop the damage, and that will be 3 dead. Overextension there from Vici as they just underestimate LFY's ability to group and take fights.
That TP top, and then the movement bot, and then the time lapse to get away from Eclipse is game winning. Because if Weaver dies there, none of the other chain of events even happen. It's just full on retreat, full on get the hell out by Vici. But the fact that Weaver allowed Eclipse to just get tanked onto Bristle, who just doesn't care, He's got Cloak, he's got Vanguard, he's tanky enough to deal with a
wave
few...
was approaching them just at that moment.
Yeah.
I think a couple things got soaked up, so...
Yeah, I think the last 2 were hit by the wave and not Bristle, but even then he still would have lived. The Bristleback procs would have just been flying. Now Sand King does have his Blink Dagger since that last fight, so we saw that Burrow Strike there to disengage the TP up top and kill off the Death Prophet, which was one of the reasons Vici didn't have enough damage to take that fight down bottom. And Spirit with Nahaz's favorite item, the Urn Shadow.
It's the best, it's top 5 items in the game right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best early game item for supports for sure.
Boots.
Nah, forget boots. Boots are awful. Windlace is where it's at.
That's fair. A Crystal Maiden girl, she's rocking the Tranquil. She bought a Windlace or 2 in her day. The sentry coming down, making sure there's no one sneaking around and not this ward. But they do have the sentry here.
20 minutes in, time to protect Roshan.
Zeus is quite farmed at this as well.
Yeah, for such a tough lane where he had, what, 1 last hit at 5 minutes, he's doing alright.
You just put him somewhere and let him zap creeps. What's next? He's going Blink, actually. He's not going into, like, Ithalens, Ags.
How do you feel about that? Because there's a fair amount of Blink canceling stuff on Vici.
I mean, the hope is that he opens the fight. So.
Yeah.
It's always good for Zeus to have a positioning tool. You can definitely argue for Aether or Yule, especially against a Legion. Yule gets even better. But
speaking of Yules, our DP already riding that train.
Yeah, he struggled to catch up when Bristle, Weaver, and Sand King are all heavily mobile. Both Zeus and Crystal Maiden will struggle to catch up to the heroes they're chasing. So having the Zeus able to, follow through and maybe bunny hop his way through a team fight and actually do the damage they need him to do through Lightning Bolt is very important.
I like this sentry, just making sure that Monet's Scoochies can't be as sneaky as he thinks they're going to be. The scan coming up here from the Radiant, trying to anticipate if the Dire are waiting up on that high ground, but they're actually waiting around this side of the map. Hanging up, they want to defend this, but Super again going to frontline. Can they deal with this Bristle yet? It's not looking like so. D-Ward comes in onto here. Just in range. Look at that.
Overwhelming odds against spell.
Oh, you
wanted to push.
That ward's not in range. How did they take this one out? I definitely just missed. Either way, smoke up from
expired.
Oh yeah. Either way, LFY. be taking their little Roche, and that's a nice time to
Is this going to be quick enough, though?
It is
looks like
just
it is.
about. They'll kill it as they reach the ramp.
Yeah,
Depends how
they
far they want to
hesitated
push
in the
this.
trees as well.
Like they'll get there where the CM is and Roshan will die.
It's going down. Yang, ooh, that's away. Yeah, they were not going to dive into that Radiant
They
Guard.
totally did not read that.
Zeus just getting vision on what's going on, and everyone retreating to their side of the map. So Vici looked, again, really solid with those early initiations, but they haven't been able to kind of hit that push stride we were expecting with Death Prophet and Luna.
And that there is again one of those expectation things with the trade mentality, with the mirroring that we're seeing so often with top lane, bot lane, you ward your opponent's jungle. Oh, poor little Rubik. But around Roshan, you always see the standoffs, from ramp to ramp, and you don't expect one team to make the first move and just go, hey, we're going to go in, because you think they're just going to stand around, farm the creep wave, push it out, maybe swing to farm some jungle camps.
Look at that, Legion went in with every intent of dueling, but is she going to get her chance? She goes in, they are able to blast her down. Luna pops the Eclipse to ensure they get that done, and now it's like the TP going to get cancelled by Yang, so the Legion goes down. Amy on the run. Should be able to go kick his way to freedom, but gets defusal here. The damage to the Weaver might be enough. Yeah, he can't roll himself to freedom there. One more click, and that is going to be another kill for Weaver. Just going to time-lapse himself back to full health, mitigating all those tower shots. So LFY, they're reading these fights and forcing Vici out of position so well.
I didn't at all mind the call to duel and Eclipse there, but unfortunately they weren't able to get out quickly enough with the Legion, so certainly not worth it.
Do you think Zeus has also picked maybe there's more emphasis on Zeus's vision game, the ability to de-ward as well, not just the ulti, but he's picked for that reason as well? Because when you're a 5-man push lineup, when you've got a lot of emphasis on breaking towers, breaking high ground, you always want aggressive wards on the enemy side of the map. And Zeus has a lot of ease when he's spamming lightning bolt and finding the ward spots.
Yeah, he did miss this ward down here that scattered out the big rotation of LGD.Forever, but
that's like impossible to de-ward unless you're just like walking down the
unless
lane and
creeps
like,
are happening to be there, and he's like, oh, let's see what happens
throw
if I
my
W.
bolt.
Yang trying to zone this back, but right now, like you mentioned, the Dire's defensive vision is pretty limited. They've got this ward here that will scut out Radiant Courier movement, but right now they can't wrap around and get on top of the Radiant here, so...
How long on Aegis? Still a fair amount of time, right? They can take another tier 2 mid or something? Yeah, nearly 3 minutes. Okay, they can
layer with overlay, I don't.
They can press the tier 3. Can I stop?
I mean, this is LFY getting active a lot earlier than they thought they were going to be.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And they know about the wards that were just placed by Chuan over in their close map. They're actually hunting him.
Yeah, speaking of Chuan, there's the Blink Burrow Strike initiation. Chuan just going to be walking away. Courier going to deliver some goodies, so a little bit of a stalemate over there in the woods.
CM needs a blink as well. She just can't catch up to targets.
That was a cute play by Afu as well. He walks up the hill and to the left so he can't get Burrow Strike stolen.
And he burns a raindrop charge from Chuan. So they de-ward... Wait, did they de-ward one or did one just expire? Because there's still one Dar Observer ward hanging around on that cliff. And that's the brand new one. Come on, Zeus, where are you, buddy?
He's right there. I think he's going to be checking this ward spot.
I think he definitely
They're
should.
making it work, this Zeus thus far.
I had so many doubts. Come on, buddy. I believe in you.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Got it. Meanwhile, mid lane, we are going to have a kick onto Amy. He's going to try to TP out, and Weaver at this point, no way to break it by his lonesome. There is a movement down bottom. I mean, Vici, when I saw this Death Prophet pick up so early and then comboed with the Luna, I was like, alright, Vici, they can evaporate towers, but that big old combo just hasn't happened yet.
They just picked up a house BKB, so it's a big power spike for them.
But it's trade time, Top lane's being pushed, they're already at the tier 2, chipping away at it. Force the glyph, that'll fall.
Going fast, man. This Weaver is
Totally
online.
Like, that's gonna fall before the tier 2 bot. Oh no, never mind. They are very close.
Yeah.
There's a Luna.
But, I mean, LFY have to back off here. Everyone's still full health, full mana. They don't have the Zeus ulti for a while, but they're going to force TP back from Vici
They have
at
about
least.
a minute on it.
Do you want to die here or do you want to go low HP?
You just want to
I think you want to slow siege, see what happens. Maybe force out a couple of ultis. Down bottom, creeps are taking this tower, so LFY may want to rotate one person. Looks like they will indeed bring back the Zeus.
I think you just reset lanes. I like the line drawn there by the Legion commander because natural movement now is to pull people back to Shrine, go through Radiant Jungle, shove bot, and have bot and mid both push so you can take control of the Shrine at bot lane and the mid tier 2. But the line is drawn to actually cut them off at the pass and make sure there's no No, there's no swift movement across towards the bottom lane. Taking
Queued
full
up the
control.
butterfly. That's next logical step for Luna, but it's going to take a while before Hal's got the money for it, and still hasn't debuted that BKB. So if Vici actually get off a fantastic fight with Exorcism flying around, a couple of siphons for the Death Prophet, and they get the targets that they want in that ult from Luna, I mean, that's a ton of damage, and LFY are still somewhat squishy aside from this big boy here, but so far, LGD.Forever have done such a good job reading the fights and using the burrow strikes to break positioning, break blink daggers.
They're gonna have to get lucky and silence the Weaver with either the Earth Spirit or the DP. Does Weaver have any sort of defensive item coming out?
Lincoln's.
So, yeah. Oh, he already has BK.
Yeah.
Ew. So he can't be silenced.
Yeah, he's just gonna slither out of this fight. He's doing a lot of damage. Sometimes we see Weavers, you know, playing. So Bristleback going for a BKB of his own. We are gonna have tons of BKBs up soon. What's your item hotkey, MRP?
D.
D. Yeah. Lots of BKBs coming up, so these fights are gonna get a lot more magic immune. Seems like Vici, they're playing this slow. They're definitely content with farming up. I mean, Luna's late game's going to be phenomenal. Death Prophet's still a lot of room to grow, but it feels like the highlight of their lineup is supposed to be that 20 to 30 minute push all the exterior towers and just start dumpstering and chain killing LFY, but LFY have given really nothing away for free since the laning phase.
It's definitely wasted potential with the top there. And I don't think they want to farm up. They definitely do want to fight. It's just a lack of vision because of the Zeus. Makes it so difficult. Yeah,
every single ward apart from that one that was in lane that spawned near where the ultimate one was.
They isolate the Weaver here. They got to keep the silence up. They do get the Death Prophet silence, but it's just going to get BKB'd right off. Now roll away. Amy going to fight this bug, but that's the last thing he'll do. Yang now on the run as well. Ori trying to figure out if he can help his teammate. The duel? Okay. That was a very bold duel, and Weaver's now going to get some duel damage off.
Where did Legion go? Was that just warpath damage?
The Weaver.
The Weaver does a lot of damage, but that was Bristleback doing, I don't know, like 200 plus damage a hit. That's ridiculous.
Please explain me that duel.
Yeah, explain me.
It seemed like Legion knew she was in a cruddy situation. Maybe thought she could whip out one more kill, but
it started off really poorly. The Earth Spirit wanted to go in, and Yang wanted out. Amy was in, Yang was out, and then he had to turn to press the attack to try and save Amy.
Bristol don't care duel.
Yeah, and then Yang could no longer blink away.
Duel damage for what?
For what?
For what?
I'm sub. So then when he went back in to press the attack, Bristol's hit him, he couldn't blink. Quills, I should say, but either way. That was rough for Vici. I don't know why Yang turns there.
I mean,
I can understand turning to accept your fate, but not
turning and dueling.
Yeah, turning and dueling.
I mean, maybe if he dueled, he would distract them so Ori would get out safely. That's. I'm sure there's some.
I think you can do that without the. Yeah, I think you can do that without dueling. You just run past your opponent.
This'll come in handy.
There's a weird one.
Sand King now making some real good progress towards that Yules. I'll have it up shortly.
They've got Yules blink on a bunch of heroes, right? Zeus and Sand King both have Yules blink, or they will have soon. Yeah. So they've got great ways to get out of silence, reposition themselves, get away from duel, stop duel on allied heroes, get away from magnetize. LFY have so many outs in team fights, whereas Vici, sure, they've got ease of execution where they just cast their spells, move in, find a target if they've got the target they want, and they've got the vision they need. Things roll smoothly. But as soon as you take, certain elements away from that, they fall apart. They crumble.
I'm really starting to think that Zeus was just incredible draft rate. You're looking at a Luna DP that are almost entirely reliant on getting map control early on.
Aggro vision,
and taking your towers. And you pick a Zeus who's not going to do well in lane, but he's going to offer you complete map control on your side of the map, or complete vision on your side of the map. So they kept up the tier 1 towers by dragging the creeps away. They take away the vision thereafter, and now you've got a DP who doesn't farm all that fast and hasn't done anything with her ultimate in 5 minutes.
You can't play aggressively, you can't commit, you can't take Roshan. There are just so many can'ts here for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, I mean the Luna, I got faith in this Luna, like you mentioned. It's like Hao's signature hero. He just ate people with it. Like pretty much the whole time
Yeah.
in the Chinese scene, but now smoke up.
How did they kill the Weaver though? So hard.
How do they kill the Weaver? And also Bristle's consistently
Yeah.
frontlining, and he's basically challenging them to jump on Bristle while the rest of the team gets perfect positioning. So DD right outside the pit.
Problem with Bristleback, you see.
Oh,
He
Luna
just runs
GD.
at your team. And she's alone though.
Oh yeah, Super scouts it out. Super's on top of her. She's gonna wrap back around the pit while everyone else makes their way towards the shrine.
This is huge.
This is really risky now for Vici.
He just popped. That smoke on the Rubik.
They have vision though now around Roshan, which is really important for them. This
They
smoke.
just saw the smoke.
Yeah.
More than likely. I saw at least one hero smoke.
Okay.
This guy hanging out. So, again, trying to figure out the initiation. They've got Crystal Maiden, for the Glimmer Cape, but that's not
Good
really.
length.
Yeah, BKB now on the Bristle, but it's just kind of getting burned. He's stopping to farm
Yeah,
neutrals. They
traded.
realize they're not going to get anything out of that. They burn the DP's BKB. That's about all. That's 2 smokes. And just some positioning work for LFY.
But now that's Roche. LFY.
Do they contest?
They are queuing up the response here. I mean, it's one of the best places in the map to fight
Like,
for
you
you.
have vision as well.
Yeah.
For the first time in the game, you
Yeah,
have vision
you
around the
absolutely
pit,
have
so I
to
think you have to
contest
contest and fight.
Amy slow and Frost
been
trying to
looking
make
for a
his way
fight,
in.
right?
Like-
Gotta be blinking in. Ooh, double man silence trying to roll to freedom, but can they finish him off in time? That's a nice
Nice
double man burrow
burrow.
from the Sand King. He's gonna force himself out of the silence.
What a
How
burrow.
trying to run forward, gets frostbitten up, just gonna BKB to run himself home. Meanwhile, LFY, they easily finish off the Aegis, and now,
Where's the
okay,
duel?
there's the duel on the back lines. It's doing a lot of damage comboed with that Eclipse, but is it gonna be in time? Bristleback eats up a cheese, and he's just completely fine. Well, Monet is just going ham onto Ori. Ori buys himself some time with that Scepter, but not gonna be enough. That is a godlike streak for the Weaver. Oh, it is getting ugly here. They're
GG
gonna make it
gaming.
a full wipe. Swan is, yeah, this is looking
Can't
tricky.
believe he got the cheese off just as the duel ends. That is
That was
absolutely
disgusting.
insane. That fight swings heavily.
How had Mom
heavily.
up too? He probably could have walked in front for a couple of the beams. He was trying to at the tail end. Anyways, that was brutal.
Yeah, Vici, they've got very little left to throw at this defense. They're going to have to lose at least 1 lane of racks.
They've got the
Spirit.
Yule stun on Earth Spirit as well.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's donezo there. No buyback. Luna, she could buy back, but there's no point. She can't take this fight. She won't have Eclipse up for another 80 seconds anyway. This just may be Megas.
Definitely 2 full lanes, and
Yeah.
that's 2 full lanes that Vici Gaming never planned to lose.
All right,
That-
all our predictions are wrong. Sorry, Sebi.
Rip. It's okay. It's not worth anything anyways. Man, this was crazy. This Zeus pick is blowing my mind right now.
I mean, I had so much doubt. We saw Zeus just get crippled in lane. We saw him get like 1 last hit at 5 minutes. We saw him really struggle. He got okay levels after the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game, but
They just weren't afraid of what effectively is going to be a single core lineup. That's all. Like, unless your Legion has an incredible start. And they did, I feel, put enough attention towards Yang. I mean, Yang had a good early start, no doubt, but they just know that at some point your DP needs to kill heroes or buildings to get gold.
yeah, I feel like this DP it just hasn't done much since picking up the BKB. Used it once to disengage from a fight, but since then nothing. And now we see Chuan just trying to go down, trying to ward, but it's so futile. They just immediately take it down. That's without the Zeus there even. Yeah, this, oh my god, they can now push high ground with the greatest of ease. I mean, pushing into a Luna Death Prophet's never easy, but this game is not going to be,
What's the cooldown on Nimbus? It's like 30 seconds or 25 or something really dumb? 35, okay. So with Octarine it's like 25 then.
Yep. He's scaling up to be a formidable offlaner. I mean, is this just a response to the DP pick, or are we going to see some more Zeus coming out soon?
Well, we've been seeing a little bit of Zeus here and there, like I said, with ET and Bloodseeker kind of cheesier combos. But with the if you're against a 5-man lineup, you know, like a Drow draft, a DP draft, heroes that require 5-man and early pressure into like tier 1s, but especially tier 2s, being able to deward those aggressive walls that look behind tier 2s for smokes and TPs in for the reactive plays is huge.
So BKB's ready from pretty much everyone that needs him.
It's so smart.
Because Weaver still has some decent time on the Aegis, a minute and a half left. And now there is going to be a duel attempt onto the Aegis Weaver. Weaver wins the duel. We are dropping some hot frames here as the Eclipse comes out. We got 2 Nimbuses making a cute little Venn diagram here. So far, Vici.
Oh, epicenter to the north.
Oh, he's
That's
got
a neat little burrow epi, and that's going to be potentially what happens to win this game. Amy just running on through, trying to do whatever he can to live. Ori somehow was still alive there, but now dead. Heroes left to defend the throne, but they're going to kill off when it's only Amy left alive, and seems like GG going to be coming out right about now. LGD.Forever Young just read Vici like a book, and absolutely, they drafted strong. Their lanes were not ideal, but they managed to shut down the problems and just mid-game start pushing ridiculously early, and we have 4 incorrectly.
LFY are not afraid of Luna, that's for sure. They're not afraid of a free